There's no more wine. Where's the wine? Come on, people. Where is it? Let's talk about that.
Wow.
Yeah. Good morning, beautiful people. It's Monday.
Isn't it a little early on a Monday to talk about
wine?
What's happening?
And this is not the wine like you're whining at somebody. You want to let cheese with that wine?
There's always plenty of that. Are you kidding?
Plenty. So wine has been around since the dawn of man, really. One of the many popular stories in the Bible. Noah gets off the ark, builds a vineyard, gets wine, and gets drunk. And his son sees something, he gets cursed, and the rest of the Bible, the whole generation is cursed. And then there's, Solomon's winery. I mean, he had huge fields of just grapes, tons of them. And then there's, David drinking wine. There's kings and rulers, and even in Ecclesiastes, talking about wine. Song of Solomon talked about wine. So wine is all the way through the Bible.
Jesus turned water into wine.
I was getting there. You read my notes?
Oh, I was like, that was the most famous one, but okay. Sorry.
Married that long, and you start thinking like each other. So, yeah. So we get to the book of John. And John chapter 1 is all about the Word, and the Word became God, and the Word was God, and the Word was in the beginning, and the Word came and to the men, and John was the person who was bringing the light in and introducing it. Go. Then he goes right to chapter 2 and goes to Jesus' first miracle. Like, he went to this deep-seated, that God is, Jesus and God, and that been there since creation. And then he goes to the first miracle of God, first miracle of Jesus. And John chapter 2, verse 3 says, when the wine ran out, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." Like, where's the wine? They don't have any more. So this is a wedding. Now, I think it's great that Jesus' first ministry was, first miracle was at a wedding, because just think about that. Jesus is the bride.
No, Jesus is the
Jesus is the bridegroom, right? He's the groom, and the church is the bride. And so we're going to have this feast. We're going to have this wedding that we're going to go to, that we're longing for our husband, Jesus. And so, we're going to have a party. When Jesus returns, we're going to have an awesome, pure party. And, we're going to rejoice, and we're going to have food and drink and all kinds of stuff on the new earth, obviously, But wine was this idea around, celebration and new life, and putting wine into new skins to hold them. You don't put new wine into old wine skin because it would burst, because the acid and the chemical reaction, but also that you're not putting this awesome life into something old and wretched and sinful. Because if you haven't changed with Jesus, then you're not going to be joyful. And so here's Jesus, performing his first miracle of people being joyful. People, and when they had weddings, it wasn't like, hey, let's invite the next door neighbor or 2 people of our family. They invited the whole town. The whole town came out. And so this was a whole town, and they ran out of wine. And Jesus, his first miracle. And actually, right after this, in chapter 4, Jesus says, "What does that have to do with me, woman?"
Yeah, he does.
And I don't know, it's awesome, because then they bring out this wine, because it was jugs of water. Jesus turned the water into wine, And they bring it out, and the people are surprised that it's better than the first wine that came out. And it's like, you saved the best for last? Usually nobody did that. They usually watered it down and let the cheap wine go out last. But Jesus brings the best. Jesus brings joy and a party. I mean, a party over a sinner that turns to Christ. A party. The angels has a party when somebody comes to be a Christian. I mean, there is a lot of parties with Jesus. Now, when we think of parties, we're like, they're drunken parties. No, this is an innocent, joyful celebration of just birth, of love, of joy, of peace, of patience. And when we're with Jesus, it's like having new wine. It's like having the best wine. It's like having the best party ever with Jesus. And so that's how we should be acting. Not like, I'm somber, I'm a Christian, I have no feelings. But joyfulness with Jesus. So my encouragement is, enjoy Jesus. I love you. Jesus loves you too. You have a great day. Have a great Monday. Bye-bye. And absolutely nobody.
How long was that?
I don't know. 7 minutes.